Good morning, guys. It's your boy, Mark and MUFC fan. I've got a really interesting stream for you all this morning. Part 2 of the manager's press conference and an update on 2 of our possibly main transfer targets. I repeat again, main transfer targets for this January. Price-wise, and there's a little bit of a deal on offer, possibly a swap with some cash deal for Marcus Rashford to go to PSG and Nuno Mendes to come to MUFC. It's going to be very interesting, guys. Get in, smash the like, subscribe, share it around, because your boy has got some cutting-edge news for you guys this morning. Let's get right into it, and let's start with Ruben's press conference this morning, guys. It's going to be an interesting one. Let's hear what the manager had to say in this press conference, because this is part 2. So this applies.
First of all, just wondering what your reaction is to Marcus Rashford saying that he's ready for a new challenge.
I think he's right. We have here a new challenge. Is a tough one. For me, it's the biggest challenge in football because we are in the difficult situation, and I already said that this is one of the biggest clubs in the world. So this is really a new challenge and the biggest one. And I hope all my players are ready for this new challenge.
So you didn't interpret that as he wanted a new challenge elsewhere. And have you spoken to Marcus about the
No, not yet.
Big up, Tommy.
It was yesterday. I gave a day off to the lads. So he's our player and he's ready to the next game.
You, having left someone with as bigger profile as Marcus, do you have to then talk to him about his future and your future, or do you just kind of go on the training pitch, expect him to be there, and whatever happens behind the scenes in terms of whether he's part of your squad or not just happen?
I spoke with a lot of players individually and during trainings. What I want is to take the best of Marcus Rashford as all the players. So I don't talk about the future, I just talk about the present. I want the best of each one of them. And that is the key point for me. I just want to win and to help the team to be better. So we are better with Marcus Rashford. And that's simple. And we try different things to push Marcus to the best level that he's shown in the past. So that's all.
So it sounds from what you're saying, both then and to Simon's question, that you'd be quite happy for Marcus to stay here and be part of what you're trying to build, to buy into what you're trying to do.
Of course, because this kind of club needs big talent, and he's a big talent. So we just need to perform at the highest level, and that is my focus. I just want to help Marcus.
When there is a lot of concern over a player's future like Marcus, what impact might that have on the rest of the squad? How concerned are you about the other players? What message do you need to get across?
I think they are more simple than that. They focus on their job. Everyone, they are all the players. I was a player, and we are a little bit selfish. So they are focused on in their job to win the place in this team. So I think there is not even an impact in the team.
And in terms of Marcus and Garnacho, are they both likely to be involved against Spurs tomorrow?
We have one more training, but it is the same situation of all the other players. If they train well, then I have to make a choice. We will see in the end of the training.
Would you expect a response from both of them on the park to sort of make a point of view?
Of course. I expect the best of each player every day. So we'll see after the training.
Ruben, I know you need to have that conversation with Marcus before you make your decision at the weekend's game. But if you do find out that a player wants to leave the club, would he be a part of the dressing room? Would you want to play like that around until January?
This is in the future. My focus is that to have all the players in the best that they can be to prepare each game. So we are talking about if there is no if in this kind of club. It's just Tottenham, and let's focus on the game.
Hi, Ruben. I understand, fully that you say you want to get Marcus to his best level, him to stay here. But when a player says he's effectively ready to leave, if he's going to get to his top level here, he's going to have full commitment, he's going to have full focus. Can you realistically expect that from a player who has come out and said, I'm ready to leave?
I cannot say more from that interview or speak more about Rashford. I'm focused on the team. What I expect, it's every day, all the players during the training, outside the training, the engagement with the players. I talk about where the way that they dressed. I was just making a point. I don't know how they dress. I see them as with a kit, just with a kit. I don't know how they eat. I'm not looking at the plate. So it was to make a point, and that is a good question to put that. I don't care how my players dress. It was to make like a real focus on the detail. What I can say is that I expect the best of each one of them to prepare the game. And that's what we are doing to try to demonstrate to the players. The rest we will take time
100%.
we will have time to address. My focus is to take the best of Marcus and take the best of our players.
Can you realistically, in his present state of mind, get that focus?
I don't control that. It's not my. What I can control is the way I see things to take my players to the games
100%.
and to the trainings. That is my focus. The rest I don't control. That is Marcus and Harry Maguire part and all the players. So my focus is to set the standards, to see if the players can do it, and then prepare the games. That is my focus. That part I cannot answer.
Mark. Ruben, one of the other issues you've had to face over the last few days is the issue of team leaks. Are you going to do anything differently in preparation for this game? Are you going to speak to the players about it to help prevent it?
Nothing. And nowadays, all the coaches knows about because I explain a lot of things about the team, the way we play, I want to play, the positioning, etc. But I say that because I understand that the coaches have that information just to see one time Manchester United play. So I'm not really worried about that. And I also cannot control that. So I will do the same things. I prepare the same games. Because for me, it's more important for my players to go to the game with a clear idea how to do it, than try to hide something to protect the leaking of the starting 11. That is not my focus. I'm not really worried about that.
Samuel.
Hi, Ruben. How's Alejandro reacted to the disappointment of not being in the squad on Sunday? Have you spoken to him?
Really good. Trained really well. He seems a little bit upset with me, and that is perfect. I was really happy because I will do the same. Interesting. And he's ready for this game, so we'll see in the end of this training.
Was Marcus upset as well?
Marcus was sick in this first training, but he trained really well in the day of the game.
Chris.
Hi, Ruben. Just on Marcus again, have you spoken to Jason and the club, and is the club stance that they want Marcus to stay here long term?
No, I didn't speak with them. The interview was yesterday. I'm focused on Tottenham. I didn't have the time. My focus is to prepare the team for Tottenham.
But as far as you know, the club stance is that they want Marcus to go and stay, and he's your player.
No, nothing changed. We believe in Marcus. Marcus is a player of Manchester United, so there's no change.
Hi, Ruben. So you dropped Marcus for the derby for sort of training reasons, as you characterise it. And then he comes and yesterday says these words. That can't be helpful to you as a coach who's just arrived. You're trying to get your team playing. You just talked about your focus as the team. So with regard to that, will you speak to him just about this? Look, be a bit more careful about what you say.
It's hard to explain to you guys what I'm going to do. I'm a little bit emotional, so in the moment I will understand what to do. But my focus now, the players didn't still arrive at Carrington, so I'm preparing the game, and then we will see. Let's focus on the team, not in individual player. So let's see it.
So is your attitude to this sort of thing that it can just happen, and actually a big club like Manchester United just move on, don't make too big a deal of it?
I know it's a hard situation to comment. If I give a lot of importance, it will have a big lines in the newspaper. And I say that 100%. Is not a problem. My standards is getting low, so I will deal with that. I understand that my focus is not to take the attention from the game, from the team, what we did in the last game. True. And put on Marcus. What I'm saying is that the team is more important than the individual. We'll assess at the right time. Let's focus on the game. That's all.
100%, Ruben.
Can
100%.
I just ask about Mason Mount? Is he available to face Tottenham?
No, he's not available. His injury, we will assess the amount of time. He's seeing the specialists today, so we'll see.
There's no indication if it's going to be a long thing or a...
No, not at the moment. I think we'll know more or less today. We'll see.
Is he okay personally? Because he seemed quite... Obviously, he's had a lot of injury problems. He looked quite distraught when he came off on
Sunday. It was really sad. In the dressing room, he's really, really sad. So we need to help him. Like I said, when the player is in this moment with a lot of injuries, training, and then this kind of schedule without many trainings with all the squad to make the load that he really needs, we try to do it with a lot of exercise, but it's not the same. It's hard. And then you have to maintain the load. Then we have to travel. With the travel, you cannot train. So it's 100%. Really hard for them. We'll try 100%. To manage to find a better way to recover this kind of guys like Mount and to Luke Shaw, because after a few weeks and a few months, they will be ready to cope with a lot of games.
Last question for Ruben. As you say, you were a former player. If you were left out of a team, dropped from the squad, whatever, would you do an interview and let your views be known publicly, or go and see your manager privately?
I can. If it was me, probably I will speak with the manager. But guys, let's focus on Tottenham. Tottenham is the most important thing.
So, guys, that was the manager's press conference. Interesting one. No questions really asked about Tottenham, guys. None there. You know what I mean? The Mason Mount situation, guys, you know, there has been information recently. As you know, the manager's press conference was yesterday morning. Information came out from Mason Mount that he will be out for 6 to 9 weeks. It's going to be an interesting situation to see how that situation develops. You know, Mason Mount has not played a lot of games since being signed. He is a talent, but he has been injured the majority of last season, and it's seeming like he's going to be going through another spell of being injured for the entire of this season. Let's see how it goes. I won't condemn the player, guys, because it's not about that. As Amarin said, it's a team, and he does speak well. I really like to hear what he has to say, how he employs everything, how he explains everything. It makes everything really interesting. And to be fair, Amarim, you know, he's only doing what he can. He can only answer the questions that he can. You know, every question was about Marcus Rashford. They asked like 3 questions about the actual game against Tottenham. I guess no one actually cared about the actual. I guess no one actually cared about what was actually going to be doing in the game. It's really interesting that, you know, these are professional journalists that are asking questions, and there's no question on the Tottenham game tonight. We're playing in the Carabao Cup. It's a quarterfinal game. You know what I mean? There were results last night. Man United is up against Tottenham. It's the only game tonight. And no one cares, it seems like. All their focus is why Rashford did this. What is Ruben Amorim going to do? What does the club have to say? I mean, like, come on. I know Rashford is quite the talent. He's the Mancunian, the boyhood wonder from the club, of course. You know, he's been here for almost 10 years now as a senior player. And of course, some of us think that he has not shown his full potential. He has not been able to match full potential with the hype consistently. Now, we know what he's capable of. And of course, he's going to be upset. He's going to be frustrated. Whether having that interview was right or wrong, whether the club knew about it or not, that's not for us to decide. In my opinion, it's about the football on the pitch. And we could hate Rashford all we want. 2 things I would say. 1, you're either disappointed that he didn't achieve the greatness that we all thought he would, or you're frustrated that, you know, he's doing so well for himself while not performing well in a bad patch. And in one of the ways, like he should be performing better. He should be more excited to play for Man United, but we don't know what's happening. And this all stems from something that happened maybe just about a year to this day. And I feel like a lot of people, you know, don't consider that these things can change things greatly. Maybe a change of scenery, Maybe giving Amorim a chance to convince him otherwise might do the trick. But for now, Man United is facing Tottenham, and he's not even in the squad today. And that's what's frustrating me about that press conference, guys. You know, all these intelligent people in the press, and they're only focused on one question. Yeah. We should get Rafael Leao and Gyökeres for attacking reinforcements to compete at the highest level. Muaz, that's an interesting opinion. I definitely would not disagree with that. To be fair, I'm not a fan of Rafael Leao. I think he's not that intense. When it comes, I think he plays a lot too much. It's like he's having fun rather than trying to win. That's just me. You know, but I could be wrong. I like Gyökeres. I'm not too sure we can secure him in the January transfer window. However, I did have some information prepared for you guys, and I would like to present that for you as well. You know, we do have to bring in, like Richard is saying, we definitely need to bring in some players in the January transfer window. And to be fair, guys, I think it's going to be very interesting to see what we do, because there's a lot of reports coming in right now about the Danish wonder, you know, the Norwegian wonder kid that is likened to that of Martin Odegaard, and some say that he is actually better. But let's start today off with some information about an interesting Portuguese talent that plays at PSG. And I think a lot of people have been hearing some of the news, and it's very possible that, you know, actually this might involve Marcus Rashford if there's a decision that he's actually parting ways with the club. There's always been long-standing interest from PSG, as they have been searching for that Kylian Mbappe replacement. Of course, lots of people would say they have Barcola, but realistically, does Barcola have the name of Marcus Rashford in terms of the world of sports? And he doesn't. So you need a big name in Ligue 1. Of course, there's a lot of talent in there right now. Let's see how it goes. But what I would say is that this is very interesting on the Manchester United perspective, because Nuno Mendes, 22 years old, is expected that he would sign a contract extension. However, Manchester United, according to Florian Plettenberg, can throw a spanner in the works. You know, not long before making his initial play, he was there for 38 million. 1 year later, even despite Lucas Hernandez's arrival in the summer of 2023. The Portuguese international continues to play a prominent role. The left back was restricted to just 6 league appearances last season due to recurring injuries. However, he has been a prominent so far this season, in part thanks to Hernandez's knee injuries himself. Big up to Joe Blackman in the building, an important player within the squad. PSG has been keen to extend Mendes' deal, which expires in 2026. The new deal being discussed would run until 2029, and talks have been progressing, according to Fabrizio Romano. However, in the search for a left-back, Manchester United have identified Mendes as a target, as well as AC Milan's Theo Hernandez. As many top suitors may show interest in Mendes, Plettenberg understands that there are currently no plans for the defender to extend his current deal with PSG, at least in the short term. Manchester United are aware of the situation and could yet profit from it. As you know, there has been reports that Man United might be open into loaning Marcus Rashford in January. Could we see a loan swap deal take place between both clubs, where Man United loans PSG Marcus Rashford and PSG loans Man United Nuno Mendes? Guys, it's going to be very interesting to see this deal take place. What I can tell you is that there's a huge possibility that this is going to happen. And when I say it is going to happen, I mean in the sense that PSG has, during the course of this summer transfer window and the course in a few weeks leading afterwards, inquired on what would it take to get Marcus Rashford to the Parc des Princes in January or next summer. So it's not that they are not interested. There's also the likes of Barcelona, Atletico Madrid of surging in the background as a very, very strong candidate to land Marcus Rashford in Spain, and they are in Madrid. We know about the nightlife there, and I'm not trying to say he's a party boy, but he won't be bored. You know what I mean? So let's see how it goes, guys. This is a very interesting report for me. I would like everyone to keep their eyes on this situation, because Nuno Mendes is a talent, a very, very big talent. And trust me, PSG are certainly interested in Marcus Rashford. I know we forget to do the thing sometimes, as Joe is saying, but guys, please remember to hit the like button. It really do help the channel grow, and it really helps promote the channel to the next possible subscriber or viewer to come join the community, watch along, and enjoy it with us. Big up to all of you legends watching. Now let's get into the interesting story right now because, you know, Sven Nijpan, interesting talent from the Norwegian club Rosenborg BK. I've had a chance to see him play as I went to visit my little brother who is on loan at the club as well. He's there on trial, and it's interesting because I got to see some games, and it was very nice. This young man is very talented, I have to say. You know, he's very good. I can see why he's likened to Odegaard, but he has that something more. He's a bit more clinical, a better finisher, in my honest opinion. Maybe it's not in a bigger league, but we'll see how he develops. But he's very quick, very good on the ball. He can dribble. He's aggressive, so he's not afraid to get himself into a tackle, and he can play anywhere across the front three if need be. He rotates in different positions throughout the game, and he's almost a leader in driving that team forward from the midfield perspective. Will Man United jump the gun and get him at the beginning of the January transfer window? There are reports that they are already in pole position to secure the signing of the wonder kid Sven Nijpan, according to TransferMARKT and Give Me Sport. Not only that, but Fabrizio Romano was also reporting on this last week, and the 70-year-old Rosenborg midfielder has drawn comparisons, like I said, to Odegaard for his vision, dribbling ability, and maturity beyond his years. But I think that's where it ends. Nijpan's future has become a focal point in the European transfer discussions, with Arsenal, Chelsea, as well as Bayern Munich closely monitoring the player. There are some reports that Borussia Dortmund is set to make an approach for this player in the coming weeks, which kind of heightens the competition for the young midfield ace. Rosenborg are resigned to losing Nijpan, with his current contract expiring in December 26 and no extension expected. The club faces mounting pressure to cash in while interests remain high. The dressing room him sparks speculation, adding fuel to speculation. Rosenborg Secret Santa video featured Nijpan receiving a 2025 Manchester United calendar from his teammates. While clearly playful, such moments all often reflect growing dressing room chatter. Nijpan would fit perfectly into the new evolving midfield project, noted as a source close to the situation has said. Competition from rivals like Arsenal and Chelsea, even the possibility of Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund, might not be that big of a deal for Man United, because currently they're all set to say that with the approach that has been made by Man United and the discussions that has been going on, they are in pole position. Guys, I would certainly, from a personal perspective, like to see this transfer happen, but at the end of the day, you know how it goes with transfers. It's not always that way, and sometimes it might go longer. But what I can tell you is that a lot of people are putting their bets on this being our second signing of Amarim's tenure. I'm putting my hopes actually on Nuno Mendes. I think he's very much, perfect for what we are trying to do at Man United, and it will be interesting to see if we make that deal done. Now, guys, it's just been an update, and I would like to thank you for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day. For the rest of your day, we will be back at the midday. Don't forget to like and subscribe, like Richard James is saying, because your boy will be back with the match preview as Manchester United prepare to take on Tottenham in the Carabao Cup away at Tottenham Stadium. This will be at 1 p.m. UK, guys, so join your boy Mark N. Don't forget to smash a like and share it around. Hope you guys have a wonderful morning yourselves. Big up to Tommy Boyle, Stephanie Griffith. Big up to Richard James. Big up to Joe Blackman as well. Big up to all of you guys coming in. Samuel Mark Ingram says we should swap Mason Mount for Edison. I don't mind that as well. I think it's going to be interesting. You know what I mean? Stephanie's also saying that Mount's situation is concerning. His career might be over. Gotta manage him carefully. And yes, Richard, we all think Amarim speaks very well. He knows exactly how to get the information out, how to express himself. And I think that sets him apart from the previous managers that we had, including the manager I was backing recently, Erik ten Hag. Big up to Joe Blackman in the building. Hope you have a great one. See you later, everyone. It's been your boy, Mark, an MUFC fan, and you know what it is. Smash those likes and subscribe.